So therefore, when we are here at Karuma, we are dealing with strategic stimuli. Number 2 on my list here. You remember I told you transport costs, electricity, and so on. So here we are now dealing with number 2. Handling the issue of the low cost of electricity. This electricity here is much cheaper than the one of Bujagari. The one of Bujagari was carelessly done by some people behind my back. This is the one that has been disturbing you. So therefore, I'm very happy. I am part of the happiness which the people are showing. But again here, I want us to really harmonize. Abokuba banyangule bagamba ngu endimi nyingi itukuluza obushera. Many tongues spoil the broth. If you are making porridge and somebody somebody says put in more water, another one says the water is too much, another one says put in more fire, another one says the fire is too much, the porridge will be spoiled. So here, please don't say again that we now have enough electricity. Please don't say that again. The way you should look at it is that there are already some developed countries. You can go and look at it on your internet. Those who have got those phones. My phone doesn't have those. Because those smartphones stop me from thinking. Nikara indora nditekereza ryari. Umuntu nyikara nyagwegerere nintekerezo. But you go and look at the phone, the internet. And all of us in our language, we should talk that same language. This is what we call kilowatt hour per capita. Kilowatt hour per capita. The amount of electricity per person, per citizen, per person in that population. You can go and see the per capita, the kilowatt hour per capita of the USA, of countries like Sweden, and so on. You see, what is the per capita? Kilowatt hour per capita. Now, in the case of Europe and the USA, you can remove the electricity for warming and cooling for the Middle East where it's very hot. Remove that. So if you remove, because for us here we don't have to have air conditioning, we don't need them so much, except in a few areas. Now, when you remove that, if you remove internal heating, you remove internal heating mainly. This is the main one. Internal heating or cooling. What is the kilowatt hour per capita of a modern country or a modern person? That's what you, Minister of Energy, should be guiding us on. Should be guiding us on that, so that everybody knows, oh, a modern person who has got a refrigerator, who has got internal the lighting in the house, then the factories, then all that. Now we have added the transport of the vehicles, the railway, because the railway will be electrified. What is the kilowatt hour per capita that is ideal for us. You should work it out. So that then we say, now if we are now talking of 2,000 something megawatts, what is the per capita, kilowatt per capita there? What will it be? What is it now?
Kilowatt
Two,
hour per
218 now.
Yes, sir.
And what is the USA?
12,000? 12,000.
Huh?
12,000 kilowatt hour per
Yours
capita.
is 200?
218, and Africa is 518. 518 in Africa. Uganda is 218.
Don't talk about Africa, please. When you are talking about...
US is 12,000.
When you are talking about tall people, don't say the pygmies. It's also... Don't say this pygmy is taller than the other pygmy. Please. I don't want to hear that. So leave Africa out. Don't talk about Africa. So USA is what?
It's 12,000.
I didn't whatever in car.
There.
Ogo musyo I know bogi.
Come with your phone.
Kandi mbitokati. Tumkorora ababitu no hatu wasomere. Do you remember those figures?
Yes, Your Excellency, as we presented in Cabinet, when we were discussing the energy policy, we compared...
Like a country like Sweden is, what is the...
So Sweden is at about 15,000 kilowatt hours.
Now you hear where you are now. Of course, we are now better than other countries. We are the lowest now in Africa.
Of course, we have countries like Chad, Benin, that are way below 100 kilowatt hours per capita.
They are below 100?
Yes.
So please, just thank you so much. Sit down, sit down. For me, I can't dance and be happy. Nyoncha churere. Ngamba ntakare aho munyankano hagambira ntakiri. Abanyarwanda bakibaze icyo. Ntuwakiri afadhali. It's better than nothing, but we have got a long way to go. So we have moved now, but we are going to continue moving. We are not going to relax. Because this little electricity we have here now is going to support the factories. It will be very soon, because now the supply is like 500 megawatts. But very soon it will be overtaken. So that's why, where is Ayago Nankavirwa? We gave it to some people. What are they doing?
Ayago was given to Bridging Foundation. Bridging Foundation proposed to come with a package of $5 billion US dollars. These are the Jews who said money will come in and they will not take it back. Together with other
Where are they now?
We gave them 365 days, which passed. We amended the MOU. The second year is also almost
okay. So the next is Ayago. We're going to do something on Ayago. Ayago. And Ayago will give us 840 megawatts. And then we have the geothermal, then we have the solar. We are going moving. But be clear about the target. The target we need, for instance, if countries like Sweden, they live well with the kilowatt hour per capita of 15,000. We here, that's what those people should calculate for us, the people of energy, the engineers. We here, who don't have to have internal heating and air conditioning, maybe we could do, is 10,000? per kilowatt hour good? Is it 12,000? So that they guide us, that our target, where we live on the globe, the kilowatt hour per capita we need is so much. So that our population is now 46 million, now you can calculate what you need. And very soon our population will be 100 million. In the next 30 years, it will be 100 million. Aho nyo inja kuba mbasigwire ngenzero warahangaho. So I don't want my great grandchildren okujuma omuguruse. Tumuguruse tene kyakozire taratuhabwire So that's why for me ebyanyo mbebarizaho kandi byona bihandikire. So I'm telling them that in 30 years time their population, when by that time I'm sure I will be in heaven. Because 20 years I will be 100. 30 years I will be 110, but you never know, I may still be around. When my uncle died recently, just last month, but he was 106. He was 106. So 110, you never know. So let's be clear that the target is to have enough electricity for a modern person in our circumstances, which are slightly different from others. Now, here I want to salute. There's one man, an Italian. I don't know what happened to him. The people who were with me in energy, is Kawagambe Kalisa here? Arohanu. He was Kawagambe Kalisa. Olio musejja mu Italia akabaryoha igenda hamuzindaro. Olio musigazo mu Italia.
Your Excellency, omusajja wakanakola na Salini, he was working with Salini. He was called Antonio.
Yes.
He was working with Salini. He was a construction engineer.
He was called Antonio.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I want to thank that person, although he's not here, and I don't know where he is, because the Norwegians wanted to do this dam here. But they wanted to use the surface water, the surface run, to use the water on the river. And they would get us 200 megawatts. They had a company called NOPAC. And we were moving with them. Then this Italian man came. He was a young man, not so old. He came and said, why do you do this? Have you forgotten geography? Because I used to do geography. Don't you know there is a height difference between here and the lower part of the River Nile? Why don't you use that difference in height? Instead of just using the water on the surface, why don't you, through a tunnel, make the water drop more and give you more energy? So that's how I abandoned the Norwegians. I told the Norwegians, no, I've got somebody who has got a better idea. You make a plan. He made a plan, but I don't know what happened. What was the problem? Kabagambe Karisa. Akata innocent. Huh?